After 22 years on the radio, we couldn't stay quiet for long.
We're Lori and Julia, still loud.
Pop culture, gossip, books, TV, music.
And probably a little too much laughter.
Let's do this.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, here we are.
Lori and Julia, Loj.
Still loud.
Yes, we are.
Oh,
yes, we are.
Julia, I do not like, this is the first time since we've had a podcast. And what is this, number 22?
But
23?
who's counting? Are we at that number already? Wow.
It might be that many of the most Minnesota accented podcasts in the world. We've got a big fan base in Sweden and Norway.
I thought...
Oh, no, we do. They are listening like crazy on the Apple.
I absolutely think that's hysterical. So Lori's friend did some analytics research for us on who's listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
We're doing very well. So thanks everybody for listening.
Yes, thank
and
you.
liking us and sending ratings, reviews about us.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I mean, this is our third notable death that we've just been crushed by since we started the podcast. Robert Redford when we were in Paris, and then Diane Keaton.
Yes.
And now this weekend, Rob Reiner and his wife were found dead in their home, and their son is suspected of killing his parents. And it is a terrible tragedy on every single level. I didn't even want to believe it.
No, I know, Lori.
When
you
I
sent
saw
it to
the
me
news.
yesterday, I'm like, are you kidding me?
And Rob Reiner is, I mean, this has got to be, it's just sending shockwaves through Hollywood and many other communities. He was very politically active, but he, we're of the age we remember him as Meathead on All My Children.
Sure, in the 70s.
In the 70s, an absolutely iconic Norman Lear show. But then he goes on and he makes 7 incredible movies in a row that are loved still to this day. And maybe, there are people that have never seen him, but seen these movies. But Rob Reiner gave us, and he used to date Penny Marshall.
No, they were married.
They were
married?
They were
married for 10 years.
Yes.
And Penny Marshall, of course, is Laverne from Laverne and Shirley.
And they were both on huge TV shows.
But they they grew up across the street in the Bronx. So his dad is Carl Reiner.
Right.
They hang out with Sid Caesar,
Oh my God.
Norman Lear,
Oh my
and
gosh.
Penny Marshall. Laverne lives like right across the street, but they never met each
So
other.
they were young and in love,
But
like
they
in
didn't
their
meet
20s.
Yes, in their
Okay.
20s. So they got married, I think, in I don't know. They were divorced by the time when he made Harry Met Sally.
Yeah. Because he and his wife, who was also found killed, and the son has been arrested. They've have quite a love story, and I think they've been married, 30 some years, if not a little bit longer. But he makes Stand By Me, which I think is the best coming of age movie of all time. Short story by Stephen King, who posted a really lovely tribute to him because, Rob Reiner also adapts Misery.
Which is another Stephen King
book, not
Yep.
a novella. And it wins Kathy Bates the Oscar and James Caan. But then he does Princess Bride, which is maybe the best fantasy rom-com
ever
of all time. So good. Robin Wright. And When Harry Met Sally, of course, the best rom-com. It still holds up. The only thing that doesn't hold up is the fashion.
You know what's funny? Okay, so the thing about...
And this is Spinal Tap, which every guy I know loves that movie. A Few Good Men. Mm-hmm. This was like in a 10-year period of time he made these movies. And I guess in A Few Good Men, he was okay with letting the actors improvise. And in that courtroom scene, Jack Nicholson improvises, "You can handle the truth." Mm-hmm. And Rob Reiner was just like, that's better than, what was in the script. And then I know you loved this movie, Julia, The American President.
Oh, I loved it.
With Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas and...
Annette Bening.
Yes, Annette Bening. And so when he did, when was Harry Met Sally? That came out in 1989. I was thinking it was earlier.
No.
So when he and Nora Ephron. It was based on her book, but they worked on the screenplay together for When Harry Met Sally, of course, with Billy Crystal and cutie Meg Ryan.
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher, who was Oh, she's so great in it. But when they were making that movie on the set, he noticed Michele, who would soon to become his wife.
That's when they met.
She was
okay.
a photographer for.
I knew they were together a long time.
Yes, she was a photographer for. She would do promotional stuff for movies.
Nice.
And so he sees her on the set. He's already divorced from Penny Marshall. I think that ended in like 81. And they have a whirlwind romance.
Oh, I love
and
it.
in 2 months, they're married.
Oh, I love it.
And so what happened, though, is the ending of When Harry Met Sally was going to be more matter-of-fact, realistic. Maybe, well, people know the ending. So spoiler alert. That they weren't going to end up together.
Yeah.
That just wasn't going to happen. But then he revisited it after he fell in love like he did.
Yes.
And he goes, oh, this does happen. I get this. So I thought that was so sweet that it was changed.
And the ending is perfect.
The ending is absolutely perfect. And, you talk about A Few Good Men. Of course, that was an amazing movie with Tom Cruise and Jack.
And Demi Moore.
And Kevin Bacon was in it. It was such a great movie. But he started with a couple other people. He co-founded Castle Rock Entertainment.
That's right. And you see that in front of so many movies and TV shows.
He sold it. They sold their company in when did they sell it? In 1993 to Ted Turner for $160 million. But a little bit about Castle Rock Entertainment: City Slickers, Shawshank Redemption, Miss Congeniality, Serendipity.
Seinfeld. I think they produced Seinfeld.
So what happened with Seinfeld is he was one of the early executive producers on the show, getting money for it through Castle Rock.
I'm sure he was buddies with Larry David.
Of course he was. Those people seem like they all would. But 4 episodes in, NBC wants to cancel it because it's a show about
nothing.
That's right.
And no one was watching.
No one was watching. So he goes in to the president of NBC and just screams at him and said, and this is his quote, and I promised him, there will be stories if you end this. There will be stories. So he was like kind of blackmailing him with some dirt on NBC or something.
Wow. And I think it was Brendan Tartikoff maybe.
Yes, you're right.
The president at the time. I love it.
And also, so when he...
and they capitulated.
Yes, they did. And then the rest is history. But he goes on to make all these movies really they have a human element to it. They're not, superhero movies or any of that kind of stuff.
They're some of the best. All of these movies I can watch over and over.
I know.
Stand By Me, Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally,
The Bucket List.
Yeah, I don't know if I read that. And I've only seen Misery like a couple of times.
Oh, a couple.
But it was a great retelling of that Stephen King book, which, of course, I read.
Of course you did, with Kathy Bates and James Caan. And Kathy Bates wrote a really sweet thing we're talking about the passing of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michele, not passing, the tragic death of them. But a couple other things that happened is that what Rob Reiner's known for is being just one of the kindest people in the world. And his wife,
as they would say.
The kindest person in the world about everything. He had certain politics, but after Charlie Kirk passed away, he was on with Piers Morgan and talked about how shocked he was, how terrible that would ever happen to anybody.
Death.
Right. And just, it's so tragic, and gave sympathy to the family and the wife and stuff. I mean, just acted like a good, normal human being should in those circumstances.
Right. No, he's, and then to have it be, his son and whatever was going on with his mental health or addiction.
So for people who don't know, his son has been arrested and posted, and he has a $4 million bail because they are assuming that he was the one that ended their lives.
Yeah. And then they've got cameras, there's security.
So what kind of the story on that is, he and Penny Marshall adopted a child together, so his oldest daughter, and then he had 3 with Michele,
the photographer, his wife Michele.
Oh. And so he had I think it's his youngest son, who just always struggled with addiction and homelessness and all this stuff. But the son was a screenwriter, and he wrote a screenplay called Being Charlie. And the family agreed to make it into a movie, and it came out in 2015. Yeah. And I think Carrie Allwood from A Princess Bride was in
Carrie Elwes.
Yeah. The blonde, good-looking guy that we didn't see for years. And I remember us talking about this when we used to do the radio show.
I just loved him, Peter Falk, reading the story. I mean, it's just such an iconic piece of movie making the way they told that story, because it was like fantasy, comedy, and rom-com.
We're talking now about Princess Bride. But this being Charlie, it was said that this son and his dad just never had a good relationship. And he always felt like he was never heard. And so they, making this movie together, and amongst many other things, because he's had 20 plus stints in rehab and different things, that they really came together.
Oh, that's nice. But still, what happened?
Well, they had an explosive fight at a holiday party that Conan O'Brien had. And so Michael was with Michele.
You know this?
I've been reading, Lori. I was doing, you're getting your hair done. I'm reading.
No, I wasn't getting my hair done.
Teasing. But everyone knows.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this movie being Charlie is kind of an interesting
I'm not watching
I
that
wouldn't
one.
either. But
I'm
anyway.
not watching that one. But I did see an Instagram by Harry Connick Jr. I guess I didn't realize this or ever even know it, but he did the soundtrack for When Harry Met Sally.
Oh,
and
right.
And he talked about just how he loved how he collaborated with Rob, and he had the most incredible stories because, of course, his dad is Carl Reiner. His basically uncles are Norman Lear, best friends with Billy Crystal. I mean, I just you really feel for his family and the people who really knew him. But parasocially, we felt very connected to Rob Reiner because of his movies and making so many good ones
they were good
in a row.
And in 2020, in an interview, Rob Reiner says there's not one film that I've ever made that could get made today. Not even one. And he goes on to say, not even A Few Good Men.
Oh.
So he just said everything's changed so much. These are all independent films. No studios will take them. Yeah. And originally, kind of, that's why he started Castle Rock. And
to produce his own movies and get his own, didn't have to rely on a studio. He made his own studio. And when iconic too, the Castle Rock, you can see it, the lighthouse, and it's really iconic, like the Warner Brother. To me, it's on so many productions.
Well, and it was absorbed. Ted Turner bought it, so it was a Time Warner production company, and then it got absorbed into Warner Brothers. And so it just now Warner Brothers is going to be Netflix with HBO. I mean, it's just,
oh my gosh.
Bye. Anyway, it's a tragedy. They were getting really a massage. Rob and his wife were having a massage Sunday afternoon.
No.
And the massage therapist came to the house and they didn't answer. Oh. And that's what happened. And their daughter lives right across the street. So she came over.
That's so Hollywood.
I know, but she came over and found them, which is so tragic. So anyway.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched any of these Rob Reiner classics, I just happened to have last week, because I like to watch it once a year. Casey and I like to watch When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, it's the best.
And we just get such a kick out of it. And of course, Rob Reiner's mom is famously the woman in Cat's Deli who says, "I'll have what she's having," after Meg Ryan fakes her big, beautiful orgasm to show how easy it is to fake a big, beautiful orgasm.
Oh, that was
Rob's mom. I'll have what she's having. But it was just like on, I don't know, something, but I DVR'd it because
it's a great one.
I know I could find it on a streaming thing, but sometimes when you just have it on the DVR, you can just let's just watch When Harry Met Sally, which, by the way, I did go back and finish Jay Kelly.
Oh, I started it and fell asleep. So tell me what you thought. Jay Kelly is the George Clooney movie. Kind of him. He's a movie star in the movie, looking at his life and kind of.
Yeah. To me, Noah Baumbach just wanted to make a movie about an aging movie star in Tuscany going and accepting an award. We get some amazing views of Tuscany. The movie does show a retrospective of George Clooney and all of his real movies. And to say that he was drop dead movie star, gorgeous, handsome in so many movies, it reiterated that. but I didn't believe George Clooney as the movie star J. Kelly. That was the weak link.
At the end of it, did you like it?
No, I give it a C, and there's no way it should be nominated for Oscars or anything like that.
I don't think it will be. Do you?
I've heard it's in the thing.
Well, they say Adam Sandler as his manager.
You know what? And he was a manager who wore a bandana around his neck as some kind of affectation and called everybody from his wife to his daughter to J. Kelly.
Don't say honey.
Puppy.
Oh, puppy, because I called everyone honey for probably half my life. Puppy.
What's the matter, puppy?
Kind of a cute, endearing little term.
I found it annoying Hollywood manager behavior.
All right. Well, I've got something to tell you about George Clooney. Okay. But before I do that, you're talking about the train ride because they're on a train ride having these...
Going through Tuscany, going through France.
We're going to take a train ride from... Where are we going? From Stockholm to Copenhagen. And this is part of our trip. I'm talking about Spectacular Scandinavia with Lori and Julia that we're doing with Borton Overseas this May. And this, I got so excited seeing a train ride. And where I saw a train ride today is Emily in Paris promotions are out right now. And they were riding the train from
Paris to
Venice. And in the Orient Express. And I was just like, oh, I'm so excited for our train. I love a train ride.
Yeah, people don't realize like how beautiful like trains and some of the small cruise ships or ferries that you take, like the scenery that you see, because Europe is so contained and close together.
I'm so excited. So we, as part of this Spectacular Scandinavia, we're going to be riding a train, seeing countryside. We're going to see fjords on a cruise ship. We're going to be in the big capitals.
We're going on an amazing beer tour, an ABBA something, a Palace something.
We have exclusive things that we're doing that they curate and put together. And I just...
Fjord cruise.
I'm super excited. So if you can come with us, come along. Borton Overseas Travel. You can be one or you can be many. Go to BortonOverseas.com and you can see Spectacular Scandinavia. I know Kim will take care of you. But if this doesn't work for you, the timeline... They do such amazing things, group travel and individual to wonderful destinations. We highly recommend them.
All right. I heard something, Julia, from my mom that I can honestly say we've never had this conversation. We talk about many things together. We talk about the weather. We talk about sometimes the crime. We talk about, of course, what's happening in Genoa City on Young and the Restless, family stuff, books that we're reading, TV shows. But the one thing I've never heard my mom wax poetic on was Taylor Swift.
Oh, all right.
And
the Eras
documentary. And my
came
mom
out last week.
Yeah, my mom doesn't have Disney, but she watched.
It was on ABC.
On ABC, 2 1-hour episodes, and she was just like going on and on about do people, it seems like people really love her. She is someone I so admire. I mean, she was just couldn't believe her thoughtfulness, how smart she was, talented, and all this stuff. I mean, and then she said, I started crying when they showed the scene of her giving everyone a handwritten note and just a life-changing amount of bonus money to everyone worked on the tour.
I'm halfway through it, but everyone... She's an amazing woman.
She really is.
She's inspiring. She's amazing. And you might be still be able to get on ABC on demand if you have Xfinity.
For that, but it's dropping it's a 6-part thing. It's all about the making of the Eras tour, and it's 6 parts, dropping every Saturday, 2 episodes a week on Disney Hulu.
Gosh, remember Brittany was so crazy for this, and she lost her friendship bracelet she made on the on the bus on the way to
the year that she
US
came
Bank.
For the Eras tour.
Yeah,
Pink was touring, Beyonce was touring, Madonna was touring, and Brandy Carlisle. And I did the math, and for once in my life, I practiced concert conservatism. And I did not buy the Taylor because I was spending, I'd spent like $2,000 for just those tickets because I was, and I just thought, I am not going to do it. I can't do it. I don't have.
I think we, though, also were a little bit late to the Taylor Swift.
No. I would have gone. I would have gone. And then Madonna ends up canceling.
Oh, she's.
And we were so mad at her because we could have gone to the Taylor thing. But anyway, then my mom was like, did you know that every city she gives had a tour in that she gave them food bank money to take them through the end of the year cash.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
And a lip reader said that the dancer's bonus was $750,000.
And I'm sure she paid their taxes.
Yes, the truck drivers $100,000. So, either way, life-changing kind of amounts of money, and it's $197 million total she split amongst everybody. Wrote in my hand.
So almost $200 million she split amongst her crew.
Yes.
And staff.
And everybody.
Love it.
I mean, and then wrote everyone a card. She did with the same message.
Sure, but that's who she is.
With a wax stamp, which somebody else did.
Don't you
But
miss?
I
used to love my calligraphy set and my little wax stamp.
You gave me a stamper with my address in calligraphy, and it still works all these years later. I love it.
Because my friend Shannon gave me one, and I thought that's a great gift and bought it for you. I still have mine, and it works too.
It works.
I do love that. All right,
Yeah.
I'm just going to go back really quick to George Clooney.
Yes.
Because he did say something, which I think is disappointing because this J. Kelly movie doesn't sound that great, Lori. I tried it. I wasn't that into it.
Yeah, there was the missing link was that he didn't feel believable as J. Kelly. I almost would have liked it better if it was a satirical comedy as him as George Clooney.
Right.
Like it had been, tongue in cheek because he just, I guess maybe because we feel like we know him so well, I can't ever see him acting like this guy.
Okay, fair enough. But he did say that he is never going to have an on-screen kiss again.
He's said this several times.
Yeah.
He's talked to Nicole Kidman and
and
found out and actually found out how really hard it was for
Keith Urban when she made all these sexual, sexy, terrible movies.
Yeah, and he's got them all, and he's not going to lose that thing. And then, do we like the idea of J-Lo reaching out to Keith Urban and saying, "I understand what it feels like to get divorced"?
I thought J-Lo. Okay, this is how bad my dyslexia came into that headline.
Because were they not on American Idol together?
Oh, he might have been in the Australia one. Was he here?
He was on American.
And who was the Cardi B? Was it her? Or who was the gal? Nicki Minaj.
Keith Urban was on for maybe 3 or 4 years, and I could have sworn J-Lo was on, but I was like, I would not be mad at that as a bridge relationship for either one of them. That seems like it could be fun.
Look at what comes right away, because of course my phone is
and
listening.
They're both in the same, business, at least music-wise.
Romance rumors are reconnecting. They are American Idol. They bonded 5 years ago or whenever it was on.
Right.
So they both
know
have
each
recent
other.
divorces.
That's right.
Jennifer did reach out to Keith Urban after his split.
Well, I could have made that up if I was somebody
I know,
that was
I could
working
too.
somewhere. Yeah.
Neither has confirmed anything.
No.
Okay, but that's Lori. I didn't think of that.
Let's gossip Jeannie that.
I wouldn't be opposed to that, but she didn't like, I don't think, his girlfriends, and he didn't like her movies, her sexual movies. Those two, Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really, and she's leaning on Russell Crowe.
I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's gonna be fine. But
she's gonna be fine.
She did really have her heart broken, and she's
I
gonna
agree.
learn something from it. We don't know what that is. That's her business. But Keith at least is having the good sense to listen to his PR person and keep his head down and keep his little 25-year-old bang-a-lang on the sides, whoever they might be. And I think there's sides out of public eye.
Yes, of course there are. And I'm talking about sides when I talk about my side part or my middle part, but you have to have hair to part it.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about Hair Restoration Institute of Minnesota, and they are the Midwest's #1 clinic for hair transplants and non-surgical restoration. 30 years they've been in business helping people out.
They know what they are doing.
They guarantee all their hair transplants. If any of the hair is missing after 1 year, they'll replace them at no charge. But really, people fly in from all over the country to go to HRI to get their hair transplants or consultations. But they have so many different options that depending on what you can afford and what you can do, there's an option for you. But if you are losing your hair for thyroid issues, for estrogen, testosterone issues, for aging issues, they are the place to go to HRIMN.com. Click on the icon in the upper right-hand corner for a free consultation. It doesn't cost you any money to find out, but it is such peace of mind when you are in their hands and they're helping you find solutions, because it's a very stressful thing. And tell them Lori and Julia sent you. You can Zoom your consultation or go in person.
That's a nice option. Well, speaking of hair, one of the most unlikely couples of the year for me in the year of 2025 is, and his hair is always in his eyes and often with the hat on and sunglasses, but Billy Ray Cyrus has got quite the head of hair.
Oh.
And dating Elizabeth Hurley for like 6 months now.
That's crazy.
The most unlikely love affair that we could have seen happening in 2025. They're together all the time on socials. They've walked red carpets together. She's been to Nashville. He's been to London. He and Miley seem to have made up.
Yes.
They actually spent the summer in England together because she's got a very nice spread in the Cotswolds, Julia, right by Elton John. And they were at the Country Music Association's award at the end of November, walked the red carpet. They look beautiful together, but I just think, has Elizabeth Hurley always had an off picker?
Well, she was with Hugh Grant very early on. I mean,
no, but they were together for a long time, and she stayed with him after he picked up the hooker.
And then she was with the guy that is the father to her son, looks exactly like her.
He was the Indian textile guy,
right.
And his family never liked that he married a divorced actress. They wanted him to marry a nice Indian girl, someone from his culture. And that didn't last, but he was a textile heir worth $1 billion. Then she had the thing with the computer guy.
I know.
Who ended up dying, and and sued him for...
Okay, the guy he's in Texas. Come on, what was his name?
I don't know, but he killed himself.
Okay.
And they were in a bad fight. So now she's with Billy Ray Cyrus. So maybe the fact that she's not going... Steve Bing. Bing. As in Bing.
And he was such a connector in Hollywood in the drug scene too back in the day.
Yeah.
She was Billy Ray's Ara Nair from 2007 to 2011.
The textile heir from India. Yeah.
And her son doesn't want to be around, according to the headlines, doesn't want anything to do with
Billy Ray?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, that son...
I've seen him pose on the red carpet together, and he's left comments on her Instagram. That's how far into it I've read. I'm always spellbound by what a pretty man he is.
Really
he
is.
Looks exactly like her, and I hate that she named him Damien.
Same.
I just remember when she had him.
I think of the boys from Brazil, Damien and 666.
The Omen.
Which was the scariest movie I think I've ever seen in my life.
We were on the radio when she had this Damien.
Yes.
And we expressed our dislike very much about the name Damien. We didn't like it. And then someone called and told us maybe it was like an English name or a family name.
Probably, right. Well, so as we know, there was kind of a very close bond between Elizabeth and her son, which felt a little
incestuous.
Thank you.
We did not like the boundary crossing. It felt too close. Like, don't even tell me you breastfed him till he was 6.
Probably 12. And he's 17 at the time. But they've been very close. And according...
They did a movie together.
Yeah, they did. And it was weird.
No one saw it either. He's beautiful.
He's beautiful.
He should be a model. And you know what? He doesn't
really dig Billy Ray Cyrus, but I think the other thing is she spends a lot of time in the U.S. as part of this relationship in Nashville.
He probably puts on his hat and his feathers and his big belt buckle and plays songs.
He's 23, is a model actor.
Yeah. And he's 64 and she's 60. So all their frames of reference and music and everything is in sync. You don't have to explain stuff except for the difference between British and American slang.
Right.
That's really it. And then I also loved finding out.
Can I just go back to a deep cut really quick?
Yeah.
Because when Elizabeth Hurley, I was wrong. She didn't have the son with the Indian guy. She had the son with Steve
Bing.
At the big computer
Damien is Bing's is the dad?
Yes. Don't you remember when she had to get his
she
DNA?
Had the paternity. That's right.
She got his DNA out of his trash.
She had to hire a PI. That's
she
right.
did, to prove that Damien was his son, because he was worth $600 million.
Yeah.
And a huge spender.
Right. And I believe he fathered several children.
Yes, I believe you're right.
But she hired a PI to go through his trash. This is what you got to do, people. If you're looking for DNA, you got to get the trash. And the garbage trash is usually always a smaller bag. So if you don't want to, if you're a PI and you're listening and you don't want to go through the big, hefty bag, look for the smaller bag. That's where you're going to find the Q-tips, the Kleenex.
The pop cans, maybe, or so. Go through the recycling because you've got all the bottles with the DNA.
There you go. You don't need to go through the garbage per se. That's just a free PI tip for the day.
We've been watching a lot of movies where people go through the garbage, but I want to correct myself because he did say recently, Damien, for the record, I love that my mom is so happy.
That's right. So there you go. He might not like him, but he loves that his mom is happy. He loves
that his mom is so happy. And he probably... Because those two, this mother and son, were inseparable.
Yes, and he's probably happy to have more. He doesn't always have to drag his mom to everything, which I'm sure he got major grief for, even though everyone loves Elizabeth and all of his friends like looking at her boobs.
Oh, dear.
I know. I mean, they're pretty.
I would say, all right, now let me tell you about Twin Cities Closet Company. Because
do you think Elizabeth Hurley has amazing closets out in the Cotswolds?
Sure she does. I'm sure she does. My gosh. Steve and Donna are going to do a live broadcast on Friday at their Mound location. Where did Blaine come from?
Yeah.
I don't know. Mound location. And seriously, custom closets are just, it sounds like such a luxury, but it's an attainable, affordable luxury.
Yes, it is.
It comes in all different price ranges. And depending on where you live or what you do, I even have a huge walk-in that is just miserable because it's not organized right and it doesn't have anything.
I'm always afraid it's going to all fall apart when I'm in there.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, it's scary. But no budget is too small. They're so community-oriented. It's a family-run business.
Everything is made here. They employ so many people here that are incredibly talented. I was blown away when we were in there and we were watching them make all this stuff.
No,
all the cabinetry and woodwork and the beautiful material.
And they do their drawers. They dovetail. Their drawers are beautiful. But it's custom storage solutions designed for just you. Visit tcclosets.com and get a free consultation. A designer, and I'm saying designer because they will come out. They can help do a 3D model for you, complimentary, to figure out how they can help you.
That's right.
Oh,
you don't have to do it yourself. They will come up with the vision.
They will do. And speaking of vision, who do we love in vision?
I was just over the weekend with two friends who both stepped up their eyeglass game. One of them, she got him at InVision earlier this summer at the Grand Avenue store. And I was like, I have never seen you in such cool glasses. They were like yellow and they had this brown in it and a little bit of blue. And she reminds me just like, she doesn't like wearing makeup, but she's always got great hair, but her glasses always just sort of blended.
Right.
And she goes, I've never let anyone pick out glasses before, and I let InVision pick it out, and this is what they picked.
And she loves them, doesn't she?
Yeah, and I can't remember what the brand was. It might have been Thierry Lazary.
Okay, but it's amazing what a good pair of glasses, how it can update
your
look.
It was so stylish and fashionable. And she goes, yeah, I did the math. I'm going to wear these every day, and it's going to be like $8 a day.
For
a year.
Okay.
But I mean, she was just like,
that sounds like a lot.
Well, I don't know, but she might have one of those heavy duty prescriptions, or she might have gotten a pair of sunglasses.
Right. Honestly, but really, when you do the math of how much you wear, I mean, I'm wearing a pair that's probably 5 years old right now.
Oh, yeah. You've paid pennies.
Yeah. I love, and they're classic designs. They help you with everything. They're the eyeglass whisperers. Go to InVision. Don't forget to say Lori and Julia sent you. They have 4 locations in the Twin Cities: the Galleria, St. Paul, Minnetonka, and the North Loop. We love them. I got to tell you something that I read, Lori.
All right.
I'm looking at you in your glasses right now. They're so cute. We have another tragic passing. Well, not tragic. It was kind of tragic, but Tony or Anthony Geary, a.k.a. Luke Spencer from General Hospital, has passed away.
What?
He died from complications of a surgery that he had like 3 days ago. He's 78 years old.
Oh, and Luke.
And I was going back and reading.
I just can see the perm right now.
Oh, yes.
And he was a bad guy, good guy, bad guy.
Yeah. So his lifespan on General Hospital, because it was the famous Luke and Laura.
It's for kids of the 80s.
The kids of the 80s. And I went my freshman year to University of Minnesota Duluth in the RHDC, which was like the student area. We'd watch it on the main TV.
All my children, One Life to Live and General Hospital were on back to back. Always on that big screen. No one even tried to change it to anything else.
And when Luke and Laura got married, 30 million people watched that wedding. Wow. And Elizabeth Taylor was the guest star.
That's right.
And if you remember,
she loved it.
She loved it, but one of her sons...
She was friends with Tony, wasn't she?
No, her son was on it. Remember, he was the Ice Princess or...
Michael,
yes,
Michael,
was on the show.
Wow.
But she loved, everyone watched it. It was like everyone watched it.
And poor Laura wore the most tragic headdress.
Jeannie Francis.
Yeah, Jeannie Francis.
I still remember her headgear.
It was just tragic.
It was like a lace cap.
It was like a lace mantilla. But it was so 80s, you know. It was so overdone.
So he passed away. His partner is very sad, who's been with forever. But it was kind of interesting. So he did stuff, and then the head of NBC saw him in something, and he was a theater guy. He grew up Mormon. He's from Utah. And
so he's an accidental soap star is what you're saying?
Well, no, he was always an actor. Loved theater, loved plays, but he got kind of the big gig after some smaller gigs. And when they hired him, the chemistry between him and Laura, and if you remember how their relationship started kind of tragically, we won't revisit it, but then... he went there in 1978. I think Jeannie Francis was already on the show.
Yeah.
Laura. And then at the peak of their stardom, Laura leaves, 1982. And, you know, they had the wedding.
Was she going to be a movie star or a TV star? She was going to do other acting.
She was going to do other acting.
Yeah.
She leaves in 82. She's kind of replaced with Demi Moore, who plays Jackie Templeton.
Oh, I remember that.
Then another actress, Emma Samaza, who plays Holly Sutton.
Oh, yeah, Holly. Oh, she was great. Yeah. She was on a long time.
She was. And then Laura comes back to General Hospital just 2 years later in 1982. And then both Luke and Laura leave in 82. But then Luke comes back and in 1991 as Luke's lookalike cousin Chris and plays his, because he had died. So he plays his lookalike cousin,
this is
Chris.
always what you can do in a soap opera.
And then for 2 years he plays that. And then by 1993, he gets to be Luke again. So somehow Luke's death, you know.
I wish somehow.
I love how soap operas do this.
Yeah, I really had not heard that. I didn't realize that he was like 10 or 12 years older than Laura.
Oh, yeah. He was.
Than Jeannie Francis.
He would do guest starring roles on The Partridge Family, The Mod Squad, you know. And he came out later in life, you know, and I think that was kind of difficult for him, according to some of the stories. But
yeah, I guess, I haven't really.
I didn't even know.
I'll read about him like if I'm standing in line in Soap Opera Digest. I feel like sometimes he maybe made appearances.
Oh,
as the twin brother.
I just love that.
Still,
I kind of love that storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Is Soap Opera Digest at your grocery store near you?
It's still at some places in the checkout line. Well, the story, I was very happy to get confirmed because usually they would just leave something like this in the dust and it would never be confirmed or denied, and because it goes back to August. But when we were first obsessed, when The Naked Gun 2 was premiering, and Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson had off the chart chemistry, and the word was that they were having a romance, and they didn't deny, but they were very sweet and flirty together on the red carpet. And she has confirmed, Joy, she did an interview, I don't know, maybe W Magazine. And
I sent you the tragic cover. What was that in?
Well, yeah, I don't know what the cover was, but she was debuting her little Orphan Annie red curls and natural eyebrows, which she tweezed in the early 90s to nothing, and they never grew back. And Like she looked so
Lovely.
stunning in Naked Gun 2.
Unbelievable.
She is such a babe, okay? I mean, it must be nice to just put your beauty aside and then you can put it back on. But this cover was just really, I wanted eyebrows. I wanted an eyebrow pencil, just like I want on a desert island. I need an eyebrow
She's a
pencil.
blonde, so she didn't really. She doesn't have eyebrows.
I need a frame for my beautiful blue eyes, Julia, and so does Pamela Anderson. But I loved the interview, and here's what she said about Liam Neeson. After filming Wrapped, and they had a lot of fun together on the press tour. You're in hotels. They really spend a lot of money.
Clean sheets every day.
Yeah, hotel. They're just having fun. But when filming Wrapped and the promotion was done, she spent a week with him in upstate New York. The first restaurant that he went to, he introduced her to the maitre d', and she was kind of nervous, she said.
Yep.
The future Mrs. Liam Neeson, and she just thought
That's
that was
a lot
so,
of pressure.
But she just thought it was so sweet. And but that was, they joked sort of all the time. They had a wonderful week together in upstate New York. She said it was not a publicity stunt. There are no silly games being played between me and Liam. We were serious and sincere about it, but he lives on the East Coast. I live on my island in Vancouver, and then he also lives part of the year
in Ireland.
And he's filming a lot, and she's never been busier. We just decided we would be better off as friends for now. Mm-hmm. So I read between the lines, the Hollywood speak on this.
Okay, I'm curious because we haven't done this for a while. Hollywood speaking.
She would be, if they see each other, if they happen to be in New York, or if they're both in Beverly Hills for the Golden Globes, or, they're at something, they're going to
have a drink together.
Have a drink together, and they're going to just maybe dabble in a little canoodling and a little. I mean, who would want Liam Neeson to talk to you? And then
with that accent,
serious. His thumb. He's most.
He is lovely. He's a lovely man.
He's a lovely man, and he's also hung in all the right directions.
Thank you for sharing what you've wanted to say before you even started talking about him. I know, because you should see your hand signals to me right now. I mean, she is just
where's an eggplant
crazy thing. But I
vocal
do think
emoji when you need one.
But I do think, Marley, just put an eggplant. What would the eggplant?
A vocal emoji.
Would it just be doing?
Yes.
Okay, so he's lovely though, and they're lovely, but there's something to be said about eyebrows. Should we just go visit the
No, we don't have to go back to the eyebrows, but it's just, there is a thing.
She was honest about it.
She's 58. He's like 73 or 74. He's not going to move to an island off of Vancouver. She's not going to New York. I mean, they right now are in a rich kind of career, and his boys live in New York, and, he also has a place in Ireland. So just be lovers when you can. Lovers in the moment.
Lovers in the night. Gina Francis is crushed.
I believe that. It's a completely...
John Stamos, because he acted on that as well. John Stamos.
Stamos in General Hospital. Yeah, Blackie.
Remember that? Oh,
He's
Lori,
so cute.
That was such a big darn deal.
Yeah. I mean, someone who's at the opposite end of she's had lovers, she's dabbled, is... Jennifer Aniston is going into 2026 with her hot guy, Jim Curtis. My love. They went to New York City together. They're like traveling. They celebrated their 50th birthday with social media.
They did.
I
like him.
I think
we follow him.
Is beautiful.
We follow him on our Instagram, Lori and Julia. If you don't know it.
And you know
he is beautiful. I think he's lovely inside too, though.
I agree, Julia. I think she's finally met a man that matches her in her heart and her mind at the right place in her life. And then contrasted with Justin Theroux, who shows up on the red carpet. He's going to be in Fallout with Walton Goggins, which comes back this week. I love that show.
I know
on
you
Prime.
did.
It was a great show. It's a great show. It's the second season.
It's a apocalyptic show, kind of.
Based on a game show.
Yeah.
Or based on a game. But it's been 2 years since it's been
Thank
on.
you, because I was like, I feel like that's been, they wait so long.
Yes, because Walton had to do the White Lotus, but Justin is in it. And of course, he and Walton are getting along. And Justin is walking the red carpet with his wife, who is like 25 years younger. She looks like his little sister. She's pregnant, and he looks, he's in a white suit. And I just thought, Jen, you are winning, because I don't know, he looked puffy. I'm not a fan of a man in white suits with cropped white pants,
Now,
unless
speaking
you're
of
a
eyebrows,
Beatles.
he spent more time on his eyebrows than she did.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got amazing eyebrows. And I would like to also just point out to the people of the world that are listening to this amazing podcast.
And hello, Sweden and
Norway.
Welcome.
Welcome in.
Our big fans.
Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux were never married. They never married. They never got divorced. Brad Pitt is still Jennifer Aniston's one and only husband. Yep. They had a big party and hired a private plane and brought a bunch of people they're no longer friends with to Bora Bora. She's still friends with Jimmy Kimmel and Jason Bateman and Courtney Cox, but she's not friends with Ellen and Portia, who came on the trip, and some of these other yahoos. She dropped them. And so anyway, I'm happy for her, because they are absolutely
darling.
Together.
They're darling.
And he does seem, from watching his Instagram, he would be a little too woo for me. Okay. I don't want a man who talks that much, and I don't want he's a little woo, but I think he's been through some stuff, and he's not interested in
the big
in anything
crap.
except her, you know, and I bet he likes staying at home and being cozy, and he's obviously accepted in the friend group. They've been they went to like Spain together this summer, and all we saw was the back of his head and a sunset. But it was, it was her.
She's happy.
Yeah, I like it for them.
She is happy. Okay, so I had my little crafts and holiday cocktail party with the girls, my boys' girls this weekend. I just have to show you how bad I am at art. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that you did something like fun with those.
Oh, I
girls.
love them.
I bet they loved it. Julia,
think
cookies for Santa,
we painted
plate,
and then you cook them. And then a couple of us did that.
That's so cute.
And then someone did, I just painted something a Christmas tree that was beautiful, but it was very fun. We sat here forever.
I'm impressed with that plate. I mean, that looks like it comes from good things.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet.
No, it's really good, Julia.
Just kind of laughed at my crafts. And then I played Mahjong.
Did you come up with a design?
No, that was all there. I just had to color in the lines, which was very easy.
Yeah.
And then Mahjong. Good old Mahjong.
Yeah, don't tell me about that.
No, but listen, people spend so much money on their Mahjong kits. Like Louis Vuitton, designer Lily Pulitzer.
Do they just say, don't tell me about that?
I'm going to tell you. Tell me about your plastic surgery, would you?
I'll tell you about your plastic surgery.
Tell me about your face.
I will say I was having fun with a girlfriend this weekend, and we were just like looking at stuff, and she was like, what happened to this guy and what happened to this guy? And I just looked at her and I said, they obviously didn't go see Dr. Jarvis at Minneapolis Plastic Surgery. He would never do that to a man's eyes or his jawline. He would never do it. And she's just like, are you so happy you had that facelift? I said, I really am. And I showed her where my mole used to be compared to where it was.
Remember that?
I was getting my dad's jawline. And call me vain. I couldn't take it. I couldn't deal with having my dad's
like
jawline.
6 months away.
Yeah.
I'm there. there.
And then I also saw, we were looking at Minneapolis Plastic Surgery because they do have some pictures
before
on
and afters.
Instagram. But Jennifer Aniston, perfect example of somebody who got a nose job at an early age. Jennifer Lawrence, too. Angelina Jolie, it's unbelievable.
The thinning of the bridge.
The symmetry and beauty that it gave them. And, sometimes people are just like, that might bother you. Don't feel any shame about it. You can make a consultation. Go in, Dr.
At
Jarvis.
no charge.
It's complimentary.
Yes.
Not all plastic surgeons do that. And he's board certified, very, very experienced, 30 years of experience.
We can't speak highly enough.
He's hot.
Minneapolis Plastic Surgery. For more information, they're located in Golden Valley. And when you go, tell them Lori and Julia sent you.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Because you do. I remember when you showed me where your mole was and where it went to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a good inch.
Yeah. I mean,
I know. I like it.
So, what other, I don't know if you want to go to this, last week we talked about, Rod Stewart coming to the Minnesota State Fair.
Yes, I'm going.
Yes, I am too. But Guns N' Roses announced a tour, Julia. And really, when you think about it, Guns N' Roses, they have 3 of the 4 original. They have Axl, they have Slash, and they have Duff McKagan.
Are you really asking? Is this just something to say, or are you really?
No, I'm really asking you if you would want to go to Mystic on August 8th to see Guns N' Roses. I would totally go.
That would kind of be fun.
And it's,
I kind of get it.
It's the new next year Mystic.
They're going to have the new amphitheater.
Amphitheater. I like how you always call it an amphitheater.
It's an amphitheater. What is it? It's an amphitheater. How do you say it? Amphitheater?
Amphitheater.
Okay, how do you say it in Swedish?
I don't know.
Amphitheater.
And they got 2 new songs out. I mean, for me, here's my Guns N' Roses dilemma. I loved that first album. Loved it.
Whatever it was
good.
called.
I can see the cover of it. But I saw Guns N' Roses on their very first tour at the Target Center from a suite. So these guys are in their prime. A girlfriend and I...
Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah, Appetite for Destruction. A girlfriend and I go, and we are actively trying to find... I'm looking for Axl. She's looking for Slash.
You're so funny.
Guess where they are? At
the Whitney.
The strip club. Well, yes, they were staying, I think, at the Whitney, if that was open at the time. They were at Sheik's.
Oh, remember Sheik's?
And my friend was too cheap to pay the cover charge.
Because it was like $20 back then.
Oh, yeah. She's like, we're going to the concert. Isn't that enough, And
didn't Sheik's turn into graffitis?
I don't, I don't know about that. But so anyway,
isn't it enough that I feel like for the concert?
3 out of the 4, I don't know. It could be fun. Pre-tickets have already gone on sale.
Welcome to the songs from that. Welcome to the Jungle. It's great. So Easy. Night Train. Sweet Child O' Mine. Paradise City and Rocket Queen.
I mean, I got to see. I can if I have the right pants on, and if I just get a refresher of watching how Axl Rose does that dance, his snake hip dance, side to side, how he dances, and that on the Sweet Child O' Mine.
That is.
It's an iconic
song. It is.
It's an iconic move, and he puts his hand right on his pelvis, and he does. I just have to watch it, but if I have the right skin tight painted on pants. And I held in my stomach and had a skinny concert.
What are you saying? You could be him from behind?
Well, no, even from the front. I could have the wig.
Just stop.
The wig from far enough away. The wig and the bandana. It could be a. Don't put your glasses on for this.
Right. Remember when you said I look like Heather Gray? From Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
That was the first year.
But Julia, from far away on a snowmobile in the blizzard.
In a snowmobile suit, I said.
I was like, oh, she's changed a lot since the first year. Right. Okay, so I just have to say one thing. I'm thinking about Lori, because I went through it with my mom this weekend, and I think a lot of people went through it, is if you are an Android or an Apple person, Apple likes to update their software.
Oh, all the time.
And it's maddening. And the
Android hardly ever.
Yes. But that's what we use. And so...
Not me.
So when the new software update happened, my mom calls me on the phone and says, my phone doesn't work.
My phone is dead.
I'm like, you just called me. And we're laughing. Right. So anyway, I went over there to help her. And it is, I can't imagine... being that age and having to deal with all this new technology all the time. She's so great at it. I admire her perseverance, but we wanted a book for her to listen to and read at the same time. So we had to go to Libby and...
What do you buy, an Audible? You get an Audible and the book?
Well, we got the Audible from Libby, and then she would read it on her Kindle.
Oh, my gosh.
But But think of how you have to remember to open that app, open that app, open that app. I just think we're not going to have to think that hard, I hope, when we're older.
Julia, I have an Android. I don't have to think as hard as you do with an Apple. Okay.
But I mean, like when we're really old and they decide phones are obsolete.
I'm going to be in touch with the buttons that are going to be implanted on the inside of my wrist.
That's what I was going to say.
Good.
We're not going to have to.
You just hold it up to your eye and it'll all activate.
And we'll think of something, it'll be done.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, but that technology, sometimes it was, I felt for my mom.
How about Dick Van Dyke turning 100 this week?
I taped his American Masters special on PBS, but I haven't watched it yet.
Oh my gosh, I saw a clip this weekend. I think somebody sent it to me, and it was at the maybe the Oscars 8 years ago. Okay. And Dick Van Dyke came out and did, you know how they always at the Oscars will have some kind of song and dance
at the beginning.
And maybe there's an anniversary. Mm-hmm. He came out and he was hoofing it as well as any of the other people. He got a standing ovation. And then the other cute picture that I saw was an Annie Leibovitz, and it was for Vanity Fair, and Dick Van Dyke was 64, and Mary Tyler Moore was 58, and it caused a controversy at the time. She's wearing almost like the Michelle Pfeiffer rubber latex Catwoman suit, and he's in a leather daddy, suspenders, and pants on his hands and knees, and she's kind of sitting astride with a crop in her hand, like she's
that's funny,
kind of BDSM, but it's Mary and Dick, and I was just like, oh my gosh, and he was 64 and she was 58. So, you know, if you know someone who's 64 and you're 58 and you need an idea for a photo shoot, there you go. There's another thing.
Put on your Guns N' Roses leather pants. Turn around backwards, put on a big wig, and bring a crop. Yeah. Okay, you've started a new fad. But people are going to do it.
It was shiny latex. Yeah. You know, it was the kind where you need cornstarch to get in, and a whole bunch of people, and they both looked so handsome and beautiful.
They were beautiful, and
I wish you could see. I wish right now I could hold up a picture for everybody because it was like really iconic. Because the last two people you expect to be seen in rubber latex looking like this is Dick Van Dyke and Mayer.
Oh.
You know.
And I think Rob Reiner created the Dick Van Dyke Show.
He did.
So that's full circle with
Back to Rob Reiner. Oh, Rob Reiner, we loved you.
He was a writer on the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Carl was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's kind of 2025, a lot. I mean, I can't list them all now, but a lot of iconic and really special people that people, you know, had feelings for have died this year.
Yep.
Really a lot.
It's been.
I was looking in a People magazine. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot. It was just like a fresh thing all over again. Like
just a ton of people.
A ton this year. It felt like more than usual.
It did. It did. Oh gosh. Well, knock on wood. We're still here.
Wood. And we are here causing trouble.
We are. And we're going to dig into some books on our next podcast.
And
I'm excited.
And
books and movies. I'm very excited.
Chris Hewitt is going to be on, and he's seen Hamnet, Marty Supreme.
Oh, yes. We'll dig into that.
Song Blue. You know, some of the movies that are opening on Christmas Day.
And books of the year. What should we be reading? I'm excited for that. Well, anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, Laura.
Julia, thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for everybody who's showing the friends who didn't know how to do a podcast, who are new listeners to the most Minnesota accented podcast in the world.
And if you didn't hear that, that's because Lori was off mic.
I know. I'm going back and forth.
She goes back and forth.
I'm shy with my own compliments.
I know
sometimes.
You are. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. Everybody have a great day.